Hey friends, welcome back to Gearfacts. We're back again with the Line 6 Pocket Pod, one of my favourite little devices for the home studio. It creates brilliant clean and crunch sounds, reasonably good distortions depending on what your taste is, but its general usability can't be questioned. It's a really fantastic little unit, but it's not really what I'd call user-friendly. As you can see down here, you have hold for alternate features on this button here, and you got tap, and again you got hold for the tuner function there, and those are just two examples of the combinations of buttons that you have to press to get the desired sound. It's not intuitive. You do have to read the manual or watch this video. So I won't be playing guitar during this video. I'm just going to show you the basic features because it's too hard to play and demonstrate to you, but when you sit down in front of your own Pocket Pod you'll see exactly what I mean. So first of all, the amp simulations, which are a real highlight, not just in the Pocket Pod but in all Line 6 products. But here on the Pocket Pod there is only one way to access the various simulators, and that is to hold down the save button, I know that makes no sense, and click up and down. And not only is this not user friendly, it's not particularly ergonomic either. A lot of the time you'll find when you're switching through functions your thumb or your hand will obscure the screen. Very irritating, but again worth the effort. So yeah, browsing through amp types there. So Line 6 has their own amps as well as some of the classics, and there must be 10 or so to choose from there. Once you've got your amp dialed in, you do have a drive effect. No combination there, you can just adjust your drive straight off the front panel. Effects, this is for your modulation effect, so whether that's chorus or flanger, rotary or anything like that, that'll be governed, basically the saturation of that effect will be governed by this. Over here we've got the delay section, and again just the saturation of the delay is controlled by that switch, not the individual parameters of the delay. And over here we've got the overall volume. These dials all have second functions. Again, holding down save will give us the bass control there, written in small letters underneath drive. And then we got our mid and our treble, so that's our equalizer covered. And over here we control the reverb. Bear in mind that on some of the amp models reverb does sound different. The Pocket Pod goes further than just emulating the sound of the amp. It also gives you an accurate rendition of what the reverb sounded like on that particular amp as well. So nice attention to detail, Line 6. Going back to our alternate features button here, or save button, we can hold that one down and go right. If you can see the display, now we're selecting our modulation effects. You can bypass that if you don't want any. Again, the buttons are a little bit unresponsive, a bit too deep and a bit too fiddly, so you have to be dexterous and careful as you scroll through them so that you don't muck everything up. Anyway, so we're going through compressor, tremolo, chorus 1, chorus 2, flanger, flanger 2, and the list goes on. No phaser, which is a real shame, but there are heaps of other things to choose from, and the quality of each is very good. And clicking on the other button just takes you through the same list, but going backwards. So those basic methods will give you most of the sounds that you're after. It's not a precision tool. It's designed to give you quick access to really good sounds, and hopefully get some tracks down in your home studio that sound really quite professional. But don't expect any deep editing or anything like that. It's just good high quality basics. And there is one last thing that I really do have to show you. This is a feature that I find very important in my studio, and it took me a little while to research exactly how this is done. But you can hold down both the save and tap buttons there, and this is really tricky, but if you get your finger there you can access the noise gate. Oh, now this is really hard because your finger's kind of upside down, or I find. Let me try it a different way. I'll put my thumb upright there and try to press straight down on this. So we're in noise gate, that's a bit easier. And you can determine the strength of your noise gate by repeated presses on the right hand side, or reduce it by pressing the left hand side, or turn it right off. It is a really good quality noise gate. It really works well. I find when I'm using this with my Fender Jaguar that it is absolutely silent between chords, and when I'm playing fast chopped chords the little spaces in between are clean as anything. So that's one feature that I'm particularly happy with on the Pocket Pod. And of course we must not forget that there is a USB socket there as well. There is some librarian and editing software available from Line 6 which will give you access to the more detailed editing features. It's a really great machine. I hope those little tips on how to access the various features of it will help you get the most out of your Pocket Pod. Please leave a comment below if you have other information about the Pocket Pod or ways to access different features. And naturally, don't forget to hit that like button or subscribe to Gearfacts. So thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time.